Okay, children. So we are
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about subject verb agreement, and we have to talk about subject in separate. I said subject is a person who is doing an action in a sentence. Okay, Alicia is sitting on the chair. Who is sitting on the chair? Alicia is
Alicia.
sitting on the chair. What action she is doing? She is
Sitting on chair.
sitting on the chair, right? So we got the
Yes.
subject and we got the action word, right? Action words are called verbs in English grammar, isn't it? So there is a subject. The person who is doing an action or doer of an action is said to be the subject, and what action he or she does is said to be the action word, and that is labeled as verbs in English grammar. Right? So let us see the subject once again, children. I am going to talk about the subject. No, normally a subject can be a noun or a pronoun. We can start a sentence with a subject, and that subject can be either a noun or a pronoun, isn't it, Ellen? Isn't it, Ellen? It can be either a noun or a pronoun. You can start with Ellen. You can even start with he, right? And the person who is doing an action is said to be the subject of the sentence. He is doing an action or he is the focus. Okay, he is focus of the sentence, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
remember, if you have a subject, okay, except a question, we are not talking about interrogative or a question sentences, except a question, normally a sentence is beginning with the subject. So what is the position of a subject? That is normally comes before the verb in a sentence, right? The position, the place of a subject in a sentence is normally it comes at the beginning, or it is actually placed in the beginning of a sentence. Adus is writing a poem, right? Adus is writing. So here is writing is the verb. So Adus the subject, the person who is doing an action is said to be doer of an action that is placed before the verb. Clear? Is writing. Am I clear? Adus is writing a poem. Am I clear? So normally the position of a subject is it is false or it is actually in the beginning of a sentence. What is the difference in an interrogative sentence, children? How can you differentiate or how can you say that, okay, I cannot begin my question with the subject? Why?
And because it is replaced by what, when, and all that.
Normally a question we are starting with WH question, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
We can
Yes,
start
ma'am.
a question with what, where, whom, right? Who, right? And after the question word, we have to use only auxiliary verb, isn't it? What are or where are, right? So in a question, after the auxiliary verb, you can use a subject. Clear? Clear? In a
Yes, ma'am.
question, so we cannot say that all the sentences are beginning with the subject. That is wrong. If it is an interrogative sentence, it is normally starting with the WH question word, or sometimes it is starting with an auxiliary verb. If you want an answer, Aaron, can you come with me today for a party?
No.
See, I got an answer because his mother won't permit, right? As it is Corona time, he cannot come with me. So I am very sad. So definitely I'll call Fatima and Erin. Fatima, are you coming with me today?
Yes.
See, I am happy. So I get a company from Fatima and Erin. You go, man. I don't want your company at all, right? Aaron. Okay, so to get an answer, yes or no, I should begin my question with an auxiliary verb, isn't it? Am I starting with the subject, children? No, I am not, right? So normally in a sentence, normal speaking, no, except interrogative sentences, except question sentences, a sentence is normally starting with the subject, okay? Beginning with the subject, okay? So children, there is an agreement. If you want to make a perfect sentence, okay, if you want to construct a perfect sentence, remember there is an agreement between subject and verb. Okay, it should go hand in hand, right? It should go hand in hand, and then only we will get a grammatically correct sentence, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
I do request everybody to mute your name. You're not muted. Okay, thank you. So children, so we need to fix an agreement between the subject and verb, and this is called subject to verb agreement. Okay, subject to verb agreement. What do you mean by subject to verb agreement, children? Subject to verb agreement means there is an agreement between subject and verb of the sentence, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
So we
ma'am.
are
Yes,
going to revise the basic rule. There is an important rule. See, have you all familiar with the word as singular?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You know, singular, the word singular. The word singular is starting with which letter?
Ma'am.
Yes, right. Singular is starting with S, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Yes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are starting it with letter S. Okay, the sound is right. The sound is right. So such a words, the word, see normally if a verb, if it is ending with sound, it is said to be singular in form. Speaks, right? I am hissing like a cobra, right? Speaks. So speaks, singular in form, right? The base form of the verb like speak. Okay, there is no S sound at the end. Speak, jump, move. All these are the verb base forms, right? These are called plural forms of the verb, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
to change a verb into its singular form, add means what? H, ES or IES must be added. Clear? The word singular, it's a clue, it's a tricky word, right? Otherwise, you will get confused, children. You know, if I have an apple in my hand, I can say that this is apple, only one apple, right? But if it is apples, it is ending with S, right? Apples. It shows it is plural. That is actually in noun. Okay, apple singular, apples plural, right? That is in noun. But in the case of verb, just opposite. Okay? Okay? If you want to identify a singular verb, remember it is ending with S, ES, IES. Singular is equal to S, ES, IES. Okay? So if a verb, if it is ending with S, ES or IES, we can call or we can label it as singular in form. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, if your subject is singular, he. Okay, how many persons? He. How many are there? Only one person. Perfect. Okay, so he, one person. So if your subject is singular, you have to use only a singular verb. He drinks milk every day. You cannot say he drink milk every day, which is a wrong usage. Clear? So if your subject is singular, your verb must be singular in form. So he drinks milk every day. Birds fly because birds plural. So you have to use a term fly because fly is plural verb. Am I clear? Am I clear? Others, am I clear? So as per the basic rule under subject verb agreement, remember this is one of the most important rule, children. Basic rule or most important rule is coming under the subject verb agreement is a singular subject takes a singular verb, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay, I repeat, a singular subject, it takes a singular verb. Okay, singular. Whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Am I clear? This is said to be the basic rule under subject verb agreement. Children, there is another name for the subject verb agreement. Once it is covered here, you will be learning the same rules and the usages in the 9th standard. Okay, CBSE 9th standard topic is subject verb concord. Okay, another name for subject verb agreement is subject verb concord. If you are thorough here in 7th standard, you can feel it is so light and easy in the 9th standard. Okay, so spend your time for subject verb agreement now. Okay, you can construct a wonderful sentence and also your 9th standard will be easy for you. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So look at here, children. Subject verb agreement. I do revise again, children. As per the basic rule, if your subject is singular, John. How many Johns are here?
Ma'am, one, two, three.
Only one John. If your subject is singular, you should use a singular verb. I repeat, to change a verb into singular. See, remember the sound singular is normally starting with the letter S, right? Right. So when you change your verb into singular, you should end your singular verb with sound. Speak becomes speaks, isn't it? Fly becomes flies, isn't it? Drink becomes drinks, isn't it? So subject verb agreement, the first one for your examination. We are revising, so spend your time here, use your brain here, and please listen. So subject, if the subject is singular, you have to use only a singular verb. Okay, so John likes me. I cannot say John like me. That is a wrong sentence. If it is they, if instead of John, if I am using a subject they, this shows that more than one person, right? Plural in form. So I can cut S from here and I can write they like me. They like me, John likes me. See, this is the difference, okay? So if your subject is singular, use a singular verb. Whereas if your subject is plural, use a plural verb. Base form of the verb is in the form of plural, right? Singular means you can end your singular verb with S, ES, or IES. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is basic rule, subject verb agreement, basic rule. So if the subject is singular, use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, use a plural verb. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, then you find, you look at the picture here. I repeat once again, you can see a beautiful greenish, bluish, brownish hummingbird, right? So here, how many birds are here on the screen, children?
One.
Only one bird, right? Only one. So singular or plural?
Singular.
So subject is singular, right? I can label it as a bird, isn't it? This is a bird. So tell me, what is the singular form of fly?
Flies.
Flies. See, look at the board. I have written flies, right? A bird flies. Okay, exactly the same way. Look at the sentence or the picture. Birds. How many birds are here?
Two.
We have two parakeets here, right? We have two parrots, multicolored parrots. Okay, the two parakeets here or two parrots here. So it shows that this is singular or plural in form. It is plural, more than one. So birds. What is the plural form of fly?
Fly.
Fly itself. Fly is the plural form. So birds fly in the sky. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the basic rule under subject verb agreement, children? What is the basic rule under subject verb agreement? Rihan, I request everybody to mute except Rihan, Rafiq. Rihan,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the basic rule? Comb your hair. Just keep your hair proper. Yeah, my son. Awesome. Okay. What is the basic rule under subject verb agreement?
Ma'am,
I don't want the exact words written in the slide. You tell me what you got it from the class.
Ma'am, can I say?
This question is to Rihan Rafiq.
I
Hmm.
studied flies.
You were not here in the class, it seems, right? I explained the rule, basic rule of subject verb agreement, and you were not attending my class, isn't it, Rihan? I'm so sad to hear this. Okay. So
Ma'am,
I
can
am
I
no
say?
problem. So next rule onwards, please be very attentive. Okay. So I am
Ma'am,
moving to Alan Siju. Alan, could you please repeat what I discussed here?
Bird flies.
Bird flies. That is what I discussed here. Alan Siju.
Yes.
See, exams are coming on 29th of October. Even I can go to the next topic. I am not doing it. I know that I can move to the next topic without any problem, but I'm not moving because I want to make you score good marks. English literature and grammar is not a single paper, two different papers. Out of 30, you are going to write the examination, in which I have included only 5-mark question unseen passages based on 5 short questions also. Okay, so out of 25, you are going to attempt pure grammar questions. Okay, you cannot support your scores with literature part. If you know something, if you know the rules, if you know how to use it, then only you can score marks for English grammar. Otherwise, a big zero is waiting for you. I don't want my children to score big zeros in their answer sheets. So that is why I'm repeating the entire class, which I had already completed here. And still, if you're not listening, then what can I do to teach you now? So I am moving to Nihal Mustafa. Nihal?
Ma'am, can I say?
Yeah, of course. I'm waiting to get your answer.
Singular subject, it takes a singular verb, and plural subject takes a plural verb.
Excellent. So Pranav Rajiv,
Yes, ma'am.
can you please help me? What is this? Nihal Mustafa, well said. Okay. So Pranav, could you please help me what I discussed here in the class? I am back to you, Rihan. I'll ask you again, Rihan and Alan.
Yes.
Ma'am, a plural subject.
A
should
plural
take a
subject
plural
is-
verb, and the singular subject should take a singular verb.
Excellent.
Singular
If you are
subject.
starting your sentence with a singular subject, you have to use singular verb. If your sentence you started with a plural subject, you can use a plural verb in your sentence, isn't it? This is called a subject verb agreement. So Alan said what he said. No, you got answers from Nihal Mustafa and Pranav Rajiv. So what is your answer now? What is the rule?
Ma'am, I didn't hear clear.
Broken English. You are speaking broken English. Frame a proper language, proper sentence, Alan.
Ma'am, I didn't hear properly, ma'am. It
Why?
was stuck. The voice. The voice was
So
stuck.
Rihan Rafiq. What they said.
Ma'am,
What they said.
ma'am, the plural subject, it is, we do plural subject.
If your
So-
sentence is starting with a plural subject, we have to use only plural verb, right? Whereas if your sentence is starting with singular subject, it takes a
Singular verb.
singular verb. Okay, so I want an example from Ashinanda. Ashinanda, can you give me one example for singular subject with singular verb usages? Ishak Izan, switch on your video, otherwise you won't get attendance. Abel Joffy, Muhammad Fas also. Ausay Bachchan also. Adus, switch on your video. Who is this big letter R on the screen? Whoever it is, please rename your device and please come out. I want an example, Aaron.
Example for basic rule, right? The rule one. He plays cricket.
He
Plays cricket.
plays cricket alone.
Yes, ma'am.
Alone, all alone.
No, ma'am.
Then with whom he is playing? Complete your sentence. He plays cricket. Okay, fine.
With his friends.
With his friends. Okay, fine. Now it is complete. Otherwise, I thought, okay, this child is playing alone a cricket match. My goodness. Okay. He should be a Rajinikanth. Okay. So give me another sentence
Okay.
with plural subject also.
Okay, ma'am. They are playing caroms. No, they are playing caroms.
That is with a plural subject, you used a plural verb. I agree. What about singular?
Ma'am, is drawing.
Ma'am, can I say?
Mm.
I play badminton with my friends.
That is an exceptional case, right? I is singular pronoun, right? But you use play. I is an exceptional case. Along with I, you can use only the base form.
Oh, sorry. He plays badminton with friends.
He plays badminton. They are playing chess. He plays badminton. Okay, fine. So children, let us see the next slide. Next rule. Let us revise the next rule. Rule number 2. Now here, look at here, children. 2 or more singular nouns. This is rule number 2. And it says that if we combine 2 singular nouns or 2 or more singular nouns, remember, it should be singular nouns. Okay. Here, gold is one singular noun. Silver is another singular noun. So, 2 different singular nouns, if it is connected with the help of and the conjunction. Okay. I do repeat. 2 singular nouns or pronouns. See here, he is a pronoun singular in form. I is also another pronoun singular in form, right? So 2 singular nouns or 2 singular pronouns, if it is connected with and, it requires a plural verb. I do repeat, if you are connecting 2 singular nouns like Safan and Shreya. Okay, Safan and Shreya. So Safan, one singular noun, Shreya, another singular noun, and we are using and the conjunction for connecting. Okay, so Safan and Shreya shows that they are not singular. That is actually plural in form because we are talking about 2 different persons, right? And we are connecting these 2 singular nouns with and. Okay, so it requires a singular verb. So Safan and Shreya is coming or are coming?
Are coming.
Are coming because we are talking about 2 different people, right? So the subject is a compound noun and we can say that 2 different people. So we connected it with the help of and the conjunction. So here we have to use a plural verb. Am I clear? This is my second example. Am I clear, children? So first rule, basic rule says that if if your subject is singular, you can use only singular verb. If your subject is plural, you must choose plural verb. Okay, so this is called subject verb agreement, basic rule. Clear? Rule number 2 says that if you are connecting 2 singular subject or 2 singular nouns with the help of and, I repeat, 2 singular nouns, if it is connected with the help of and the conjunction, you can use only a plural verb. Naim and Priyadatta are friends. Okay, Naim and Priyadatta are good friends. Naim is one singular noun, Priyadatta is another singular noun, and I have used and to connect. Clear? So I have to use a plural verb here. Clear? So Nadim and Priyadatta, sorry, Naim and Priyadatta are good friends. Clear? Am I clear? This is my rule number 2. Revise rule number 2 with more examples. Now comes rule number 3 under subject verb agreement. Here I feel you have a slight confusion. So let us solve this problem here by here itself. See children, a few minutes before I said, ma'am said, if you are connecting 2 singular subject or 2 singular nouns with an, it should require a singular verb. But this is actually not agreeing in the rule number 3. Okay, according to rule number 3,
Ma'am, there's rule 2B, ma'am.
okay, rule number 2B. Okay, rule number 2B. This is an extension of rule number 2B. No problem. Fine. Say, look at here. But in the sense, I said a few minutes before, 2 or more singular nouns or pronouns joined by and, it requires a plural verb. But children, if the noun suggests one idea to our minds. Okay, I repeat, but the nouns suggest one idea to our mind, then we have to use only singular verb. Suppose bread and butter. Okay, your first example is bread and butter, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
I do love, see, I love to eat bread alone, and also I do like to touch my finger and dip my finger in the butter, and I love to eat it. No, we people are like that, right? But actually, bread is a noun, butter is another noun, and we are using bread butter with the help of and the conjunction, isn't it? But here it gives one single idea to my mind. I'm not thinking bread separate and butter separate. Okay, see, just imagine I have a bread in my hand, I smeared butter on it, I keep another bread and I'm eating it, isn't it? So it gives a different idea to my mind. Am I thinking butter am I thinking butter separate? No, I smeared it. It gives one single idea to my mind, right? So in that case, I have to use only a singular verb. So subject verb agreement, children. According to subject verb agreement, the basic rule, it says that we have to use a singular verb with a singular subject, isn't it? I said a few minutes before, if the subject is singular, use a singular verb. How to change a verb into singular? See, remember the click word. The word singular is starting with the letter S and the sound is, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So to change a verb into singular form, remember you have to produce the sound at the end. Okay, speak becomes speaks. See, so speaks is actually singular in form. Am I clear? So this is the basic rule. According to the basic rule, if the subject is singular, use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, you have to use the base form. Base form is the plural form of the verb. Okay, they speak English. Okay, this is the right structure of your English sentence. And rule number 2, I said, see, if two singular nouns, I have a silver in my hand, I have a gold in my hand, right? Two rings. Okay, gold ring, silver ring, two different nouns, right? Singular in form, right? So if these singular nouns, if I'm connecting these singular nouns with the help of and, okay, gold and silver, how many are there in my hand?
I'm two.
Two. Okay, I have a golden ring in my hand and I have a silver ring in my hand, right? So two different things. Okay, here I'm connecting these two singular nouns with the help of and, gold and silver, right? Using a conjunction and, gold and silver. Singular or plural verb?
Plural.
Plural verb. Perfect. Plural verb. Okay. So I have to use a plural verb. So gold and silver is or are, which one is correct? Are precious metal. Okay. But at the same time, there is a problem, children. But if these two singular nouns, it gives one single idea to my mind. I said bread and butter. I'm not thinking it's separate, right? It is together. I have a bread in my hand. I have a bottle of butter. I'm taking the butter and spreading it on top of the bread, keeping another slice of bread and I'm eating it together, right? So one single idea, bread and butter. Okay, there is bread and butter in ma'am's hand. So am I thinking it's separate?
No, ma'am.
Yes or no? So I have to use a
No.
singular verb or plural verb over there.
Plural.
Singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. Absolutely correct. Singular verb because it gives. See, suppose if you remember, I do love eating rice and curry, right? I have a plate of rice just in front of me and a pot of sambar. Okay. Am I drinking sambar separate? The curry sambar?
No, ma'am.
It is not possible for me to taste. Suppose if it is chicken, I'll try. I can eat it alone. But no, my dear, usually it is rice and curry. It is together, right? We are using it together. Though two different nouns, but it gives one single idea to my mind. Rice and curry. So singular verb or plural verb there? Singular, perfect, singular. Okay, we have to use singular verb over there. So children, look at this one, revise it properly before the examination. So children, bread and butter is his only food, right? So I'm thinking it or it gives one single idea to my mind. So I have to use singular verb over here. So bread and butter is his only food, okay? Rise and fall of the tide is due to lunar influence. Think about rise and fall of the tide. It goes up, it won't stuck over there, it has to come down, right? Yes or no? The tide goes up. It won't stuck there for a long time, right? It has to come down slowly. This is a normal process, right? Going up, rising up and coming down, rising and lowering of the tide, right? So it gives a single idea to my mind, right? So there I have to use a singular verb. Okay, so revise these three rules thoroughly and come. We are doing the revision before the test paper. So revise again and again and come. After the revision, I'll be conducting or I'll be arranging a revision test for you. Prepare well. Okay, prepare well. This is one of the important topic. You will be getting questions from subject to verb agreement in the examination. Prepare well. So the pattern of the questions I've told you earlier, we have an unseen passage. Okay, 5 marks purely for unseen passage, 25 marks are from grammar. Only grammar, it is not mixed with the literature. We have 2 different examination. Keep this in your mind, prepare well, revise it and come. Okay, we'll discuss about the rule number 4, 5, 6 regarding subject to verb agreement in the next period. Thank you. See you in the next class.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.